Assalamu alaikum all. So today I'm going to be talking about language learning from polyglots, which is probably the best thing I have done. I've struggled with learning languages for a very long time, trying to pick up a book, trying to follow that. I just couldn't stick to it. My head would be hurting with all the sort of grammar rules. As you kind of get deeper and deeper into the book, it kind of gets more and more kind of grammar heavy and more things and more concepts you have to understand, more complicated. So yeah, that kind of had a impact on me, and I wasn't really kind of able to pick up languages. But the biggest difference for me, and probably the number one rule I would tell anyone, is just watching videos from polyglots on YouTube. And a polyglot is someone that knows lots of languages. There's people out there that know, 5, 10, 15, 20, lots and lots of languages. And they have some amazing tips that are really kind of life-changing. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how I use videos from polyglots and how I got the best tips and how I use them today. So on this channel, I share my language learning journey as a Muslim and try and share the best tips that I find. Now, why is it good to learn from polyglots? Well, basically, polyglots have got lots of experience learning languages and lots of different languages, different types of languages. And, lots of them know kind of many different languages like Arabic and Chinese, for example, or they might know Spanish and then they might know Japanese. And, the experience in learning different types of language with different types of sort of letters and alphabets and things like that. And they've picked up some techniques that help them pick up a language regardless of what type of language it is. And a lot of them share these tips openly on the internet. Now, just to give you an example of some of the amazing tips I've learned, I'm going to go through some of them here, and I've kind of done individual videos about these as well. But probably the really good one is don't worry about understanding everything. Just kind of read it and then kind of move on. It's so easy just to get bogged down in things. And this is a lesson I've learned from Lingo Steve. And yeah, I'll be kind of talking a bit more about him later on. And yeah, it's just important to just kind of read something, understand as much as you can, and move on. No matter how hard you try. I've spent ages sometimes on a lesson just trying to understand every little bit. I still can't. And then as I move on to later lessons, I then kind of actually end up, actually that kind of makes sense now. So it's important to keep kind of just moving on, not getting bogged down, not worrying about understanding everything, because you just won't be able to do that. The other thing I want to talk about that I learned is just by keeping it fun. And this has been really massive to me, to stick into a language. You could get a book, sometimes it can be a bit dry or difficult to read. But, one of the tips that has really helped me is watching YouTube and Netflix in my target language. That's been a really fun way to kind of learn a language. So, whether that's Florian and Air, which is about food, there's been other sort of food channels about baking and stuff like that helped me learn French. So yeah, that's been really good, having the subtitles in French. And I've kind of spoken about this in other videos as well. Make sure to have links to those videos as well. And another amazing tip is just to spend a lot of time listening and reading in your target language. I did a video about this recently. It's so important to get your brain exposed to listening to the language, understanding what's going on, all the different words, the pace of the language. There's so many different things kind of involved. And it's really important to kind of do that. And Matt V Japan did a really great video about this that, kind of I've seen a few times now, and it's just amazing just watching that. And what I mentioned earlier, which is kind of on the lines of keeping things fun, is just learn by watching YouTube and Netflix in your target language. So there's no need to constantly just feel like you have to get some book and go through it, and make it fun. Find ways to watch, find programs that you like. Even though you don't understand what's going on, you could kind of pick up bits and pieces, translate a few words here and there, and you'd be surprised how much you can actually kind of absorb. So now I'm just going to talk about some of my favorite polyglots that I follow, and I'll be having links to their channels in the description. So yeah, I definitely recommend you check them out. First one is Lingo Steve. It's probably been one of the best channels I've followed. It's just got so many great tips, tips that you wouldn't expect, like keeping it fun, not speaking the language, in great debt, and trying to get into a full-blown conversation, and how that can kind of cause stress and anxiety and things like that. It's really good, just not trying to understand everything, not trying to remember vocab. Just really kind of different way of thinking about doing a language. And yeah, it's been amazing. It has helped me massively. Next one I'm talking about is Xiaomanyc. I think that's how you pronounce it, but a fantastic channel. This guy picks up languages like crazy, so many different languages. He's speaking Chinese, he knows that quite well. I think his wife is Chinese. He's also gone to India, I think, or around New York, and I think he's based in New York, and he's been speaking Punjabi as well. So I did a video in Bengali, which is amazing because I speak Bengali as well. So it's great, really funny videos, amazing videos. Just all these, he'll go to a restaurant and people will be speaking in their like language, for example, Thai or something like that. And then he'll start speaking Thai. So really great videos, amazing videos. Definitely got to check it out. Another one is Matt v Japan. So he's been really good. He kind of learned Japanese, spoke about how he learned it through watching anime, which is like Japanese animation, TV shows and stuff. And he does some really cool videos as well. He's done some cool videos where he's like speaking Japanese and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. And yet there are many more videos out there. So many polyglots out there. I've actually there's a few other people that I kind of use as well, but I wanted to just highlight the main ones that I really like. And all of these people kind of have like email newsletters and things like that you could sign up to, so you could get tips to come to your newsletters, and they have some like really good kind of useful information in there as well. I think a lot of them have got courses as well and things like that you could potentially follow. So with Xiaomanyc, I've actually signed up to his newsletter, and he's given me like a list of phrases that I can use to speak in French, and he's given me the audio as well, so how they meant to be pronounced properly. And yeah, it's been really good. There's loads of little bits and pieces out there to use, and yeah, just keep searching YouTube, finding stuff out. It's a really great way to kind of learn your language. And yeah, one of the great thing is that by watching polyglots is that it's fun and it helps inspire you. And you seeing all these people speaking these different languages, it's just so cool, and just makes me want to learn, makes me want to, wow, I would love to learn that language, and I would love to learn multiple languages. That is my kind of plan, and I'm hoping to kind of document that on this channel. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, feel free to do a comment as well, and I will see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.